All right, welcome everybody. I know it's going to be a crazy week for everybody with the holidays, and I just want to thank you and congratulate you for still making it to a webinar on the week of a holiday, a holiday week. So what's really exciting is that tonight's webinar is going to be all about how to get through this week and really the next 4 weeks in the most effective and productive way that you possibly can. The holidays can be either a huge scheduling conflict for you, or it can be a complete gold mine. And so I want to talk a lot tonight about how you can leverage the excitement of the holidays to create more sales for websites and also for business building. But before we get started, just a couple of quick reminders. Our next webinar is not for next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. It will be on December 4th, 2012, and you can use your exact same registration that you've been using for the past 12-week series. So beginning on December 4th, we are moving to first and third Tuesdays of every single month. If you go to MAWC411.com, you'll be able to see all of the upcoming scheduled webinars, and this way you can put them in your calendar and not get thrown off. But basically, it's going to be the first and third Tuesday of every month. There's no need to re-register. You can keep your registration as is and just make sure to plug in at that time. Webinars that are recorded are being uploaded to MAWC411.com. Simply go to training and support and scroll down the webinars, and you can see all of the webinars that have been recorded and uploaded there. And also, another new thing is that the topic of the week for the webinar are going to be each week that we have a webinar, it will be announced via our Facebook group. So make sure that you're a fan of MA WebCenters on Facebook. It's facebook.com/official MA WebCenters, and to check there to see what the topic of that day is. I'm going to leave the last 12 weeks that we've done uploaded onto MAWC411.com. And if there's a topic that we repeat where the information is updated and newer, what I'll do is I'll swap it out, or I'll remove the old one and upload the new one. But just so you know, I will leave the last 12 weeks up, but I'm not sure how we're going to handle uploading the new webinars from here, if they're going to be uploaded at all. We might just keep those two live webinars only and only select a few to be uploaded. So anyway, just wanted to let you know what to expect. I hope that you'll be joining me for our bi-weekly series, which begins on December 4th. So what's up for tonight? Well, tonight we're going to cover a couple of different things. We did cover a couple of these points on our 90-day fast track coaching call, which was last night. But tonight's is very much more expanded. So we're going to talk about how you can actually make more website sales during the holidays than any other time during the year. How you can leverage promotional items that you can be running, and how you can build customer rapport even with your existing clients. And then we're going to switch gears and talk about business building as an on-franchise owner, and the do's and the don'ts of prospecting at holiday parties, and how you can pay it forward for MAWC 2013. So those are the big five topics that we're going to cover tonight. I'm really excited about this because really business building and sales during the holidays, in my opinion, is easier than non-holiday times. It's just about your mindset, and it's about how you approach it, and about how ready and organized you are. If you can be ready, if you can be organized, this can be an incredible time for your business. So, how do we take advantage of the holidays? Well, the holidays are an incredible opportunity, number one, to tie up sales, website sales that are in limbo. What I mean by that is, for anybody that's, ever attended a website demonstration with a product specialist, or anybody that's rescheduled on you or hasn't been ready to make a decision right away, the holidays are a great chance for you to create some urgency and to push some sales through quicker than just kind of, leaving it in their court and deciding when they're going to be ready. A few years ago, I shared a story on stage, I believe it was at International Convention, about how I was able to sell 7 websites in 3 days the week of Thanksgiving. So that, coincidentally is this week, and that's part of why I wanted to share this information with you today. But the way that I did that was, it was all about really, really great follow-up. It wasn't about me going out and just cold calling and finding people and, knocking on doors and seeing who wanted to bite. It was about being organized in a very, very specific and intentional effort to tie up sales that had been in limbo, that had, people were excited about the web solution, but the timing wasn't right, or the money wasn't there yet, or they were waiting for some particular reason. It was a great opportunity to recontact them. And in 3 days, 7 sales generated 1,575 BV for our business and $8,400 in website retail profit. Now, normally our websites were selling for more around the $2,000 range, and we made kind of a crazy sale. We were selling them at around $12.99 plus a design package. So instead of charging a design package on top of our base price, we had been including the design package, which was kind of a unique opportunity. That's what we chose to do at that point. I'm going to give you some really specific ideas on how you might be able to do this kind of a thing for yourself at whatever capacity that you want to or that you're able to. So that's a really exciting part about tonight. And the second part is about prospecting and cultivating relationships during the holidays. Listen, this week that we sold the 7 websites in 3 days, that did like ginormous things for my posture that week. And when I was, back in New Jersey and talking with friends and family that I hadn't seen in months and reconnecting with them for the holidays, when they asked me how I've been doing and how business has been going, you can't fake that kind of excitement. I mean, I had such a great week. I was on such an adrenaline high, and I was so proud of what had been happening in my business. So when people were asking how things were going, it was so easy, it was so natural, it was so exciting to be able to share some positive news. So, if you're putting a lot of effort in your business over the next 4 weeks, that's going to be very, very key for the way that you communicate with your friends and family over the next 4 weeks, right? It doesn't have to be just the effort that you put in this week, but really the next 5 weeks, really, for the holidays is going to be a time where you see a lot of people that you haven't seen in a long time. And if you're really building your business, if you're out there making sales, if you're out there, prospecting and recruiting and doing all of the things that you should be doing, then when you meet these people face to face, you're going to put yourself in a position to communicate very organically about how excited you are about your business. And that is really, really key. So let's get started. We're going to start off with Web Center holiday promotions, right? And there's really 3 steps to doing this right. You need to get ready, you need to get set, and then you need to go. So how do you get ready? Sales are time sensitive, right? So if we're talking about holiday promotions, we're talking about a 4 to 5 week period that you can position yourself to create some urgency, right? So the first thing that I need you to do is be ready. I need you to get prepared. I believe when you're doing something like this, old school notebook, pen and paper works best because it's portable. You don't have to deal with, oh, well, let me make it look pretty. You don't get sidetracked with how pretty it looks, right? When you're using paper and pen. And you definitely don't need to get focused, or you don't have time to waste on creating spreadsheets and, all these fancy schmancy things. It's really just about creating a list and writing down every single person that has seen a website demonstration from a product specialist or yourself, whoever showed the website appointment in the past 6 months to a year, right? Just don't prejudge. Don't think about why they didn't buy the website. Just write them down anyway. I don't care what reason they chose not to go with the demonstration. Write them down. Do not prejudge. In addition to writing down every person that's seen a website demonstration, I want you to write down every person that canceled their appointment or needed to be rescheduled and maybe you just didn't reconnect. So when I did this yesterday, yesterday was Monday. So when I did this yesterday morning, this was actually a really big list for me. I was like, wow, I was just thinking about, this church that needed an appointment, but then they got sidetracked because of a fundraising effort and we never reconnected to reschedule. I put them on the list. All kinds of people. Next to each person, make sure that you write down contact information, including not just their business name, but the person that you need to talk to. Very important. If you're calling through lots of businesses, which you're probably going to do if you do this, you want to have their name in front of you so you don't have to have like a brain fart and forget the person you're supposed to be talking to. Also, write their phone number and any important notes for when you call them up. So if you were talking to a catering company and they weren't ready to make a decision because they were just transitioning in between, their summer and their fall season and the timing just wasn't right for them, Write that down, because now we can talk in terms of getting them ready for the new year. You know what I mean? So if you have some notes about how that appointment went or why an appointment was rescheduled, all that's going to do is it's going to help you to talk with your prospects in a more personal way, and let them know that you remember them and not just that you're calling them up and trying to make a sale. The notes are super important. They're very, 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 very important. And by the way, you guys, if you're using simple sales solution instead of networking approach, if you're minoring in web centers and using the referral approach, we're going to talk about how you can do this too in a second. So don't get discouraged. Next is you're going to leave space for every single person for you to write more notes in, because when you call them up, chances are that you're going to have to call them back up in another day or two, because you're going to be calling them up in the middle of their day and asking for a time to reconnect, right? Or they might have some more information, but leave space. So I'm going to show you what I did yesterday. You see that? Isn't it so fancy? It's literally a notebook that says holiday push, and I forgot to write 2012, so I wrote it over the top of it. And there it is. The first company is Pierce, and then I have their phone number, which I did actually write in after I made this screenshot, and I wrote what was their deal. They were ready to go, but they were too busy the last time we talked, so they were going to buy at $24.99, and I left some space to take notes. The next one, DP Materials. Again, leave space for the phone number. And this one was only going to go for $19.99 because I cut them a deal since, well, they already own two websites from us, and this DP Material site was just a satellite site for another location that they have. So it was going to be very similar to other sites that they built with us before in the past. The one below it, Gray's Bridge, phone number, and this one was going for $27.99. It was a referral, and this was an e-commerce site. And then below that, Holyoke Millwork, $19.99. It was a referral from Axia. The timing wasn't right for them. They were in a very slow period, so we cut them a deal for $19.99. So this. You can see, like, literally, this is how basic and how little of an effort you need to be throwing into this part. The main part, the majority of your effort for the getting ready phase of doing a good holiday promotion is actually writing the names down and actually writing down the notes. It's not in spending your time creating like an uber, like fancy schmancy professional spreadsheet, because people will do that. You're going to throw all your time into creating some really cool spreadsheet, and you're not going to have time to actually do the promotion. So I highly recommend that you just stick to paper and pen so that you can focus on like the result producing activity, which is making the calls and following up. All right, more about getting ready. So now that you have your names list all put together, all of those people that have canceled on you, that need to be rescheduled, or that have seen the website before and didn't buy, you need to choose some sort of actual promotion. So these are some of the ones that I recommend. Actually, I'll go back to. All right, a holiday promotion. So we're entering Thanksgiving and Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday and Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and Winter Solstice and the New Year, right? So why not run a holiday promotion, right? Or Small Business Saturday promotion. As web center owners, we connect small businesses with our product specialists so that they can, create and tech support so that they can create a website that helps a small business compete online and leverage the internet. So it makes perfect sense for us as website owners to be running a Small Business Saturday promotion where we help small businesses take advantage of some sale that we're running to help them leverage the internet. Or how about Tax Advantage 2012, right? If somebody on your names list asked you to call them back right after the new year, that's fine. But what I'm going to suggest is, why not call them back now and say, listen, John, I know you said you weren't ready to make a decision until after the new year, but you know what? We're actually running a promotion to help businesses take advantage of tax savings before this year closes out. If you were planning on going with our solution anyway in the first couple of weeks of January and you want to take advantage of the savings, let's schedule a time to talk about that. Is that something that interests you, or do you want me to just give you a call back and get, after the new year like we originally planned? That's really easy, right, guys? Or how about Cyber Monday? So if you're talking with retail shops, Cyber Monday is a really, really big opportunity. So one of the things you can do is talk to a retail shop and say, gosh, I know it's too late to take advantage of this for this year, but wouldn't it be great if you could get yourself on the ball so you don't miss out on the next big online shopping phase, right? So if we're talking about like a jewelry shop, for example, Christmas and Hanukkah and the winter holiday shopping season is is big, but Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are considered literally just as big as the Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's shopping phase. So if you're talking to those kinds of businesses, they get that. So if you say, I know it's too late for you to get your online store ready and launched in time for this holiday season, but we could have you ready to go by Valentine's Day or for sure by Mother's Day. You know what I mean? Think about that. So once you give your promotion a name, give it a value, right? So some of the ones that I think of are 10% off or just a $300 credit. Or you can take that $300 credit and give it value some other way. So all of our website customers pay $50 a month, right? So if you say $300 is being credited from your monthly maintenance fees, and we're going to take that off the top of the price so that you don't have to budget for $300 for the next 6 months to get to maintain your website. Instead of doing that, we'll just take $300 off the top of your costs. You can get really creative, and this is your business, right? Whether you're using the simple sales solution or the networking approach, whether you're minoring in web centers or majoring in web centers, you own your web center and you can choose whatever kind of promotion that you want to run. All right. Actually, I'll talk about that in a second. So the next thing is actually run your promotion, right? You have a list of people you're going to reach out to. You have a name for your promotion. You have a value for your promotion. The next thing is to actually run it. There's different ways that you can do it. You can email it, or you can drop it off, or you can just make a phone call. I highly recommend, without a doubt, that if you're emailing out your promotion, or if you're putting it on Facebook, or if you're going to throw it in snail mail or drop it off, for a business owner to open up, that you also couple that with a phone call so that you can actually make sure that they read it. Just think about this, guys. I don't know about you guys, but in my mailbox every day this week, I've just been slammed with all kinds of really pretty ads that I'm not reading because it's overwhelming. But if someone were to call me up and say, hey, check your mailbox because I sent out something that might be interesting for you, or hey, check your inbox, I emailed you something that might be of interest to you, that's really, really good marketing. That's taking control. That's making sure that they actually see it. This is what our ad, I guess, looks like. It's really kind of simple. And I mean, I know mine says Merry Christmas too. And then I wrote your business here. Celebrate success in 2013 with $300 off any website package purchased prior to December 24th, 2012. And then I just have my email address and my logo. It's not like really that difficult to put something like this together. That is just a really pretty backdrop, a computer, and like some text in my logo. Um, but I did this, and I chose Merry Christmas because, well, I celebrate Christmas, so I put that on there. But, in retrospect, it probably would be a good idea if, to keep it kind of like holiday neutral and just say celebrate the new year or celebrate the holidays. I mean, that's, I guess, the politically correct way to do things. But, I mean, I'm going to leave this the way it is because that's what I want to do, but you can do whatever you want to do. So, but that's what I did. So what I did is I put this up on Facebook. I also am emailing this out one at a time. We're a one-to-one marketing business. Do not, I repeat, please, please, please do not just like email blast this to everybody in your contact list in your email. There is nothing more obnoxious than being spammed with this kind of stuff, especially when you thought that you had like a more one-on-one relationship with the business owner. So I get that all the time, actually. I think every day somebody sends me a shop.com invite, and I'm like, dude, don't send me a shop.com invite. You just clearly just sent this out to everybody on your list. It doesn't work. You can't do that. You have to think about yourself. You have to think about yourself and how you respond to those kinds of ads. Do you actually open them up and read them? If there's no personalization to it, if there's no message, of course not. So it's the same thing with this website promotion. If you're going to go the email route, if you're going to go snail mail, or if you're going to throw it on Facebook, and if you don't couple this with a one-on-one message and something that's personalized and shows the person that you know who they are and that you truly were thinking about them, then this isn't going to work for you. I mean, you might be the anomaly, but you'd be like 1 in 500 people it might work for. But most people, it's not going to work for. So I want to really make sure that you're using this tool properly. All right, holiday push, get set. So now that you have your promotion, you gave it a name, you gave it a value, maybe you created something to go with it. Maybe you didn't create something to go with it. Maybe you're just going to call through the list and have it all named on your list. That's fine too. The next thing you have to do is you have to schedule an hour in your calendar and sit down and call through the entire list. Okay? Literally, I really highly recommend this, that you do it all at once. You make all of those initial contacts in one scheduled out time. It's a lot easier to do it that way so that you don't, first of all, it's time sensitive. You want to get all of those initial contacts out right away. And second of all, a lot of those contacts are going to require some sort of follow up. So it's good to just figure out what that follow up is right away so that that can be, redistributed into your calendar and rescheduled wherever you need to do that. The other thing is you kind of get into a zone, you get into a flow. So if you're picking up the phone and you've called, you reconnected with 3 people on your list and then you hang up and you wait 4 days and you start again, it's you're never going to be comfortable. You're always going to be kind of starting from scratch and getting over those initial jitters. So it's really nice if you can just try and get it all done at once. Remember to write notes when you talk to people on the phone and create urgency. Here's the thing, guys. If you can try and get a commitment before, I said before Wednesday last night, but I would say like before Monday, even, because now that we're on Tuesday, you might not be trying to push just for the week of Thanksgiving. That's really important, because if you can get a commitment to talk before Monday, then that gives you another solid week to actually schedule a follow up, an actual follow up, and process a sale. Um, Another huge important thing is have a deadline for taking advantage of the promotion. You can see here that my promotion is only valid if somebody decides to buy a web package prior to December 24th. That's really important because that lets people know that there's a deadline. They need to make a decision, and they need to make a decision by this particular time if they want to take advantage of this sale. Which is really great. It helps people like just to stay focused and make a decision sooner. Um, Now, I think one of the most important things about creating a good, solid, healthy promotion is this: do not make the promotion so enormous that it's going to work against you in the future if the client decides that the timing is not right now. Okay, so if you were, if you look at what I was charging, oh my gosh, there's a lot of these. If I'm charging $24.99 for Pierce and I'm just going to credit $300, that's a big enough savings where a business owner would say, you know what, I'm a bottom line kind of guy. I'm going to make a decision and save $300. But if I called up Pierce and I said, I know that the site was selling for $24.99, but I'm selling them for $9.99 for the next 3 weeks. Gosh, that's a $1,500 savings. That's more than 50% off. And I mean, honestly, that's just crazy. It just, first of all, it devalues your product, and it tells them that there's some really crazy, pricing going on in your business. That's number one. So that's not a really good thing to communicate. But number two, let's say Pierce is just flat out busy this week, and he can't take advantage of that sale. He's going to be kind of bummed out, you know what I mean? And so when the sale is over, he might look at this option and go, you know what, I missed out on a $1,500 savings. I'm just not going to go with it at all. I'm just going to wait and see what else comes along. So it's really important that the sales that you create are like a healthy amount, that are exciting, that do create urgency, but that are not so huge that it's going to literally like shoot you in the foot if they decide not to go with the solution. Also, have your calendar open to schedule the calls and the reconnects. So when you're calling through this list, and telling them about this opportunity, and you're creating this urgency, and you're letting them know what's going on, you're not calling them up to have a full-blown conversation right away. That 1 hour needs to be dedicated solely to like filling up your calendar for the next week and a half. right? So you need to have it open and you need to know what's available. You need to create time and know what kind of time you have to actually process sales with the help of the product specialist or on your own or however you do that. So what if they say, nope, sorry, I'm just really, really busy. That sounds really great. I'm glad that there's a promotion. I just don't have the time. The time isn't right now. That's fine. What I want to encourage you to do is that no matter what they decide, before you hang up the phone, you need to have some sort of follow-up planned. It needs to end open-ended, right? So whatever your follow-up is, it either needs to be that you're meeting next week, on the phone or whatever, or you're meeting the following week, or you're going to meet after the new year, or you're going to, give them a call back before the spring hits. Whatever it is, the key is to not hang up the phone without permission to call and follow up again. So very, 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 very important that you don't just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, okay, that's fine," and then you just hang up, and then nobody knows whose ball, the court, whose court the ball is in anymore. So, what about simple sales? Can you still do this? Well, yeah, you can. The simple sales solution, just as a refresher, is for people that minor in web centers, and instead of owning the web solution and taking ownership and saying I own a small a web development company and we're partnered with MA Web Centers and we help businesses leverage the internet, you're simply making a strong referral. So if you're talking with people that could benefit from the website solution, you would say something like, John, this isn't an area I specialize in, but the company that I work with has an entire division that helps businesses like yours leverage the internet. I can get you an appointment if you want. What works best for you, mornings or afternoons, right? That's simple sales. So how would you, as a simple sales, approach web center owner? How would you take advantage of holiday savings and creating urgency? Well, you would just simply do it by edifying the product specialist. So when you called up John, and because John wasn't ready to make a decision a few weeks ago, you would say, "Hey, John, it's Sarah Rose. Listen, I know it's a crazy week with the holidays and all, but I just heard about something that made me think of you. I remember you did an appointment with a product specialist for a website a few weeks ago, and the timing wasn't right then. But guess what? I heard there actually is a sale going on right now for a $300 credit to get started. If you want, I can have someone give you a call back and just give you a little bit more information. Does that sound like something you want to know more about?" Right? Again, ended in an open-ended question. Most people are not going to say, "No, that's something I don't want to know more about." They would say, "Yeah, actually, it sounds kind of interesting," right? And at that point, you would simply, if John said, "Yeah, that is something I would want to know about," then you say, "You know what, John? No worries. When are you available? I'm going to have my product specialist call you during a time that you're available. I'll have them give you a call." And if he says, "Actually, typically it's best for me around 10 o'clock," they say, "No problem." You hang up, you call the product specialist, and you say, "Listen, I just got on the phone with John. We're going to take $300 off the website price. I let him know that you guys are running a sale, which is $300 off. So that is the holiday promotion that we're running. Can you give them a call and let them know about this holiday promotion? Let them know about the $300 savings that you guys are offering, and take that money off the top of the price and help them, process the sale and get started." Really, really easy to do. It's basically like just like what we do now anyway, right? What's on Friday? Black Friday. What's on Monday? Cyber Monday. And I'm telling you guys, your friends are going to tell you about all kinds of sales that are happening at all kinds of businesses. So it's not weird for you to do the same thing for a friend when it comes to this. This is just like making another referral and just saying, "Hey, I know that you did that, but listen, they're having a sale right now. Let me have them give you a call back." Right? It's really, really simple way to get it going. It really is all about this. It's all about doing it now, and being ready to take advantage of the next 5 weeks. If you're not ready, if you're not prepared, if you don't have everything defined and very clear in your head, then you won't do it. Right? You need to be excited. You need to be friendly. But most importantly, just be excited about this. You have an opportunity to go to work, right? And you have an opportunity to go to work, and while you're doing that, you're going to help someone who the timing wasn't right for them at the time, but maybe a $300 credit is going to make all of the difference. And it's going to help them get online and compete online, and help their business grow, right? Just be ready, just be excited, and just do it. It's really that simple. All right. So, what about your existing clients, right? Whether it's website clients or Market America branded products, your Motives clients, your TLS clients, or whatever. You can build a ton of rapport and a really strong business owner to client relationship during the holidays just by taking the time to do a couple of quick things, either sending holiday cards to thank your clients, showing them a little bit about shop.com, and I'm going to show you what we do. So here's what we do for the holiday. Around the holiday times, we always send out cards to all of our existing clients. This is something we do not only for our website clients, but also for our clients that buy product from us. It's really, really simple. This is an example of the card layout that we're buying for this year. And it's just really simple. And you can see that this one really is gender neutral. I mean, gender neutral. Oh my goodness. This one is holiday neutral. It doesn't say what holiday we're celebrating, but it's all about the essence of the holidays, love, peace, and joy, and all of that beautiful stuff. So anyway, this is just a simple message that says, Christine, we wanted to take a moment to thank you for the opportunity to work together. We're so grateful to have such awesome clients. Happy holidays from Sarah Rose and Ryan Stack. Really, really simple, right? Now, this is something that is typed on here, but I'm going to tell you a little secret. I handwrite my thank you cards, and I handwrite them because nobody else does anymore. It's really nice when people send us an e-card, or it's really nice when I get one of those, Walgreens cards that somebody printed 100 copies of and then mailed out to everybody on their list. But there's nothing like getting a card in the mail that someone took the time to write something in, right? Now, this is kind of a generic message. I will start every one of my cards with this generic kind of a message, and then maybe I'll include one quick note, one quick sentence of something that's personalized to that one person. Listen, does it take time? Yes. But there's a reason why my clients give me lots of referrals. There's a reason why my clients have been my clients for so many years, and it's because I show them that personal attention and I value my relationship with them. I really and truly do, and I like to show them that with a simple thank you card or a simple holiday card. Now, another thing that I do with my website clients is on the back of this card, or sometimes I'll just do it in a little index card or an insert. I include information about saving money and time with shop.com. All right. So I like to pick about 10 stores that I know that a lot of people are going to be shopping at, and I highlight them, right? And I also include a phone number for help with registration. So it'll be very simple. It'll just say, and by the way, obviously, we're internet entrepreneurs. We have this other website. You can sign up for free as a preferred customer and do some of your holiday shopping on that website, and we're going to pay you cash back to shop. Look at some of the stores that we're partnered with and some of the deals that are being offered right now. If you need any help getting started, here's my phone number. I'll walk you through it. Now, here's what I did last year. I put this on Facebook. Some of my favorite Cyber Monday deals from last year, New York and Company. 50% off everything, free shipping, 3% cash back. Forever 21, up to 80% off, free shipping, 2% cash back. Aeropostale, Ann Taylor, Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic, J.C. Penney's, Kohl's, Kmart, Land's End, Macy's, Piperline, Motives Cosmetics. Now, can you agree that a lot of people are shopping at these stores that I'm talking about in the next 4 to 5 days? Right? DSW, that's a great shoe store. Walmart, Shutterfly, Snapfish, eToys, Lego, Build-A-Bear, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Barker's Dozen, Radio Shack, Best Buy, Home Depot, and Staples. Now, if you notice, there was some sort of a little transition. I like to do a lot of clothing stores that people shop at, some of the department stores that people shop at, some BV products. I mean, Motives Cosmetics. I'm going to be giving Motives to so many of my girlfriends this year because it's great makeup and they love makeup, and who doesn't like makeup? Anyway, some shoe stores, some kid things, some personalized photo opportunities, some books, electronics, and home stuff. You know, this is a lot more than just 10, but I did this because I want my clients to see that I'm not asking them to buy from a fundraiser or some random gift wrap or whatever, or popcorn gifts. I'm saying look, you're going to shop at these stores anyway. Check out these deals I found, and I'm sharing that with them. So it's just some free information that I'm sharing. It's also a great opportunity for me as a web center owner to, leverage the shopping annuity and build rapport with my existing clientele. Now, we can do a lot of these things as unfranchised owners while we're building our business as well. So, what we're going to do is we're going to switch gears. We were just talking about how to leverage the holidays with website clients. And now I want to talk about leveraging the holidays as an unfranchised owner with prospecting during the holidays and how you can pay it forward. So, like I said earlier in the webinar, if you put a ton of work in the next couple of weeks to prospect, recruit, and sell websites, literally you will feel like you grew 3 inches without having to wear uncomfortable heels. Um, there's something very, very different about the way that you talk about your business when your business is hot, right? When your business has momentum, it rolls off the tip of your tongue. It's no big deal to talk about it because it feels good. It's natural. It's honest. It's coming from a good place. And you're truly, truly excited. So, I want to encourage you to definitely throw that work in so that while you're having all this FaceTime with all these great prospects and these great people that can lead you to people, that you're going to be in a position to communicate from an honest and exciting place, right? So that's really important that you have that excitement and that excitement comes from a place of honesty and it comes from a place of hard work. Now, you need to be ready to tell people what you've been doing. And I like to tell people when people ask me that, it's tricky, right? It can be tricky if it's not defined because we do so many things. But you really need to have two answers ready for what you've been up to. How have things been going for you with your web center business? What are you currently doing with your web center business? Are you running promos? Are you working with any new clients? Did the product or did the design center work on a really great design for a client of yours? Any of those cool things, have an answer for that. And then the same thing with the business. Did you just get back from an awesome conference from Northeast Regional? Are you getting ready for Miami? Have you just partnered with some really great people? Are you working with salons? I mean, all that stuff, like have it defined in your head and be ready to talk about it. But know this, people love to hear stories about what's been going on more than clinical information. So when you're at holiday parties or you're going shopping with your close friend that you haven't seen in a while or whatever, it's important that you share stories rather than talk about the MPCP or talk about the numbers behind everything. I mean, some people, like my sister-in-law Amy, she really is into numbers because she's a professional, and so she'll ask me those kinds of questions, and she and I can have a conversation about numbers, and it'll be a great conversation, and I know that I'm not boring her. But that's because of who she is and the kinds of questions that she asks me, and she's generally interested in hearing about, and vice versa. I ask her the same kinds of questions about her business. Um, and how things are going for her because she's a top salesperson at a big tape company. So in any case, we can have those conversations, but look, 99% of people just want to hear about who you're working with, and oh, that's exciting, and you just got back from Northeast, that's really cool. So what happened there, and who did you go with, and those kinds of things, right? The important thing is this: just be real, have fun with it, and let people know that it's a good time, right? I mean, people are going to be attracted to how you feel about your business, right? And if and if you're excited about your business, if you're having fun, and if it's lighthearted, and you know that things are going well, they're going to be attracted to that, right? They're going to be attracted to the lifestyle that you're living because of your business, and they're going to be attracted to the excitement that you feel about your business. It's super, super important that you go fishing, not hunting. It's very important with family and friends that you don't like walk into a holiday party, line them all up, and just start shooting at them one at a time and like verbally vomiting about your business on them and trying to recruit them. Your friends and family, up and number one and foremost, they don't want to be recruited by you, right? So it's really important that you don't do that, that you don't walk into holiday parties trying to recruit your friends and family. What's more important is that you be excited and you generate interest into what you're doing, and you allow them the opportunity to recruit you, right? Because what you don't say at these events is so much more important as what you do say. It's really important that you don't sit there and just talk about why they should be in business with you, and why what their job is stupid, and why their boss is a jerk, and all these things. Don't do that. Don't make that mistake. So more specifically, the do's and the don'ts of holiday parties and prospecting and recruiting with all of these awesome people that you're going to get to see. Number one, don't be a conversation hog, right? Um, it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you're really excited about your business or you're really excited about how WebCenters has been going or whatever. It's hard not to just like talk, 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 right? It's really, really hard. Don't verbally vomit about your business and don't verbally vomit about everything that you're doing that's right. Don't forget to ask them questions about them, right? So definitely plant seeds and generate interest, but you can't forget to ask them questions about how they are doing, and listening to those responses. Also, another big one, don't avoid talking about your business. It's a fine line between verbally vomiting about the business and avoiding talking about it at all. You want to make sure that you actually do bring it up and you do plant some seeds, but you want to do it in a way that's exciting and that's healthy and that's, just like anybody else that would talk about how things are going in their career, right? And don't make the mistake of not having follow up. If somebody is showing a lot of interest, and if they are asking a lot of questions, just be like, you know what, T, I'm so happy that you're excited. I've been thinking about you for this for a while now. I knew you'd be interested. But listen, you know what? This is a holiday party. Let's just do this. Why don't we schedule a time where you and I can sit down and we could talk more about, motives later. We could talk more about WebCenters later. This way we can just hang out now and we don't have to like just waste the whole party just talking about business. Does that sound good? Great. And then pick a time and throw it in the calendar. Things to do: share stories about how things have been going, ask others how they have been doing, and listen to those responses. Get people to expose their pain. How do you get people to expose their pain? You do that by asking questions, right? It's really simple questions like, how have you been? Or how's work been going? Or are you getting enough sleep these days? Are you guys getting enough? Are you enjoying your weekends? Are you taking a vacation this year? Oh my gosh, I can't believe 2012 is almost over. I feel like I just about got everything I was hoping to get done. I just feel like it just flew right by. Ask all kinds of questions that are going to generate, responses that would lead to things like, oh, I wish I had more time, or, oh gosh, I haven't been sleeping. Actually, my health has been kind of crappy. I wish that I had a better immune system, or whatever kinds of questions you're going to ask. You know what I mean? Be ready with an answer to what is it. Like I said, for your answer for your web center and an answer for your business. And have a follow up. The same thing. You must have a follow up. Another thing that you can do as part of an effective follow up is try using your distributor recruiting site, right? Just a reminder, distributor recruiting sites, we refer to them as DRS. You can read more about what they are at explorema.com. It's explorema.com. And you can order one there too. Basically, a distributor recruiting site is a website that we as unfranchised owners can purchase for ourselves to represent ourselves as unfranchised owners. We had a lot of UFOs, like Paul Carlotta being like probably one of the most successful ones, that wanted to buy websites from web center owners for themselves. So basically, I'm an unfranchised owner and I want to buy a website for myself so I can use it as a prospecting and recruiting tool. So they were buying websites at $2.99 and $50 a month. So what MA Web Centers did was they gave us an opportunity to buy a website for ourselves, at cost, even cheaper than $2.99, and for only $16.95 a month. So we can buy our own website from ourselves as web center owners for $49. That's it, $50 to activate a website for ourselves, and $16.95 a month. And we can build our own websites on the web center technology, everything included, all of the marketing tools included, all except for e-commerce, which is really, really huge. So anyway, this holiday season, Ryan and I are going to be using our DRS big time, because as we're sharing stories and as we're booking follow-up, we want to give our prospects a place to check out more information where we know the exact information that they're going to be reading because we chose what information goes on our site. And that's really, really important. So if I said to Teresa, like she said, you've been asking a lot of questions. This is so exciting. I knew you would be interested. Listen, I'm going to book you into a time. Here's my website. You can actually check out a little bit of information about, what we're up to and how things have been going right here. And, we'll meet on Tuesday at 5 o'clock for coffee and we'll go over more. And so we'll send them to our DRS. This is what my distributor recruiting site looks like. Mine says own your own franchise. Up here, this is Flash. So this is a little bit about shop. And then it changes to a picture of us. And then it changes to a picture of website development. And then I chose to put this I'm an entrepreneur video on here because I love it. A couple of quick company facts, a place to enter for our email address, and a little bit about us. This is our homepage. Also on there's stuff for our team. There's stuff about WebCenters. There's all kinds of important information. So for me, when I'm prospecting during the holidays, if I want to keep the conversations to comfortable, friendly, casual, storytelling kind of conversations, I can send them here where they can get all of the details about the business on their own in their own time and evaluate information. And this is an incredible professional and personal prospecting tool, right? It's a great way to send someone for a first look and also for a follow-up. Okay, and then so the same thing that we did for our website clients. So when we're talking about website clients, we're talking about ways to tie up new sales and ways to build rapport with existing website customers, right? The same thing is true for your unfranchised, for your Market America team, right? We're talking about ways to increase your productivity for prospecting and recruiting, and then ways to show teamwork, to show support, to thank and to pay it forward for your existing team, right? Your existing team is just as, if not more valuable than your future team, right? So one of the things that I do with my team to support them during the holiday push is I share our favorite stores. So, and the cashback deals and all of that stuff. So I will totally, actually tomorrow morning, go through all of my favorite stores on Shop. And I'm going to do exactly what I did last year. And I'm going to say, these are my favorite stores to shop at. These are stores that I'm going to be sharing with my clients and my friends and family. You should do the same thing with your friends and family and with your clients. And I just cut out some of the work because I know that if I show them that Gap is giving 10% cash back, which I don't know if they are, so don't quote me to that, but if I show them a specific store, that they're going to be more likely to share that information. I'm going to shop online and I'm going to gift my IBV and my BV to my Go Nows. For sure. I'm definitely going to be shopping on shop.com. I'm definitely going to be purchasing Market America branded products, yours by Lauren, Ours Fix, Motives, TLS. There's so many products I'm going to be buying for myself, and I'm going to be crediting that BV and IBV to people on my team. Another thing that we can do is run a challenge to see who can get the most new registered preferred customers on shop.com in the next 2 weeks, and then just raffle off a gift or something, right? It's so easy, you guys. You can do so many things. You can host a holiday party. Our team does that too. Last year we all got really dressed up and we went out and we had a couple of drinks and a little bit of a buffet. It was really fun. But mostly it's just about supporting the team and sharing the efforts that you put in for your holiday push, sharing that with your team. Number one, it's going to help your team make more money and help them to gain traction. Number two, there's no reason to keep it to yourself because we want to duplicate, we want to build in depth, and we want to help our team succeed because when our team succeeds, so do we. I also send out holiday cards to my group, right? It doesn't take a lot of time or money to show somebody that you truly care and appreciate them. And I think that sending out a card to the people in your group and your business is a no-brainer. But for some reason, like not a lot of people do this. But it's a really simple one. This is a picture of the one that we're going to be sending out this year. And again, it's holiday neutral and it just shows teamwork. And on the inside of this card, I'm going to write a quick note to every single person. Now, that's going to be a huge undertaking because we have I don't even know how many business partners we have in our team. And I'm even going to send them out to the people I don't know that are so far in depth in our business that we haven't met them yet. I'm going to send it to them anyway and let them know that I'm here for them and that I thank them for being part of the team. And if you're not plugging in, here you go or whatever. Send out a card. If you can handwrite it, great. If you can't, you don't have the time, the card itself is going to mean more than not sending one at all. Now, what about the Pay It Forward # MAWC 2013? By the way, this is trending on Twitter, so if you have a Twitter account, pound MAWC 2013 stands for not MA WebCenters, but Market America World Conference 2013. This is what the Pay It Forward campaign is all about. A lot of us are going to buy gifts for business partners or uplines or, just random gifts, right? That are nice. I mean, it's a nice gesture, but they kind of have limited value, right? It's a $20 bottle of wine, it's a calendar, random knickknacks or trophies or t-shirts or coffee mugs or, world's best whatever tie or all of those things. And listen, guys, there's nothing wrong with doing that. And I love a gift. I love receiving gifts. I love giving gifts. I think gift giving is great. However, if you're going to do the route of giving out cards and spending some time and writing notes, instead of spending $100 or $200 on like a culmination of random knickknacks and things to give to business partners, what if you stuck with cards this year and chose one person to give a ticket to the World Conference in Miami instead, who really needed it, was a go now, and deserved that opportunity, but wasn't ready to make it itself? Think about the power of an event and how that one ticket could really change somebody's life, right? And change not only their life and their business, but change your business. Um, you guys, that is how and that is why Ryan and I are here today. 100% that is why. When we first started our business, Gary Rogers said to us, you need to get to what was at the time it was called Leadership School, which is World Conference in Miami now, right? He goes, you need to get down to Miami. Listen, we lived in Massachusetts and we were college and we were broke and we were expecting a child. We were trying to figure out our lives and get everything in alignment so we could get ready for baby. And we didn't even have enough gas to get back and forth to work some days. So for us to get down to Miami, it was really not. People laughed when we said we were doing that. Literally laughed at us and said, "How are you going to do that?" Well, the fact is this: Gary did the Pay It Forward campaign before it was popular, before it was a campaign. And he said, look, I will give you a ticket to the event if you demonstrate that you want it, if you want it. If you will find a way to Miami and you get your butt there, I will give you a ticket and get you into this event. So Ryan literally hopped into a van with 4 Spanish speaking women and one of my friends, Angelica, who I love dearly. And they drove for 2 days each way, 48 hours each way, to and from Miami to get to that event. And you guys, at that event, that is when Ryan bought our web center. That is when Ryan started our actual unfranchise. That was a game changer for us because we went from literally 4 months of showing up at random UBPs and being in the evaluation process and trying to see if this could work for us, to knowing it could work for us if we simply followed the leader, were coachable, and plugged into a system. So for us, getting to that event was life changing for our business. And it's clearly just been a magic moment for us to get there. And I know for a fact we wouldn't have gone if Gary didn't offer that incentive, because there was really just no way for us to do that. Now, I know with web centers we can give unfranchised owners a way to sell a website and pay their way back and forth, but I'm just throwing it out there that if you're in a position to do this and take advantage of the Pay It Forward campaign, do it. Ryan and I are definitely doing it because we are ready to take advantage of this kind of a campaign, and we're going to plug in. We're going to do this because we can. If you can't take advantage of this Pay It Forward campaign, if you can't gift a ticket to somebody, then gift them an opportunity to earn their way to the conference. Sign up an intern. Give somebody the opportunity to sell a website and earn their way into the business and earn their way to that big event that by far will be a game changer for their business as well. So identify your go now in your organization and pay it forward. If you can, go for it. This is Jeremy and I at the Northeast Regional Convention and Market America events, promoting the campaign, because you know what, guys, it's a campaign that I truly believe in. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think if you can do it, you absolutely should. So make this holiday season count, you guys. You can make excuses. You can make all kinds of reasons why you're too busy during the holidays to build your business, or you can make this season the best season of your entire year. You have the opportunity to round out your fourth quarter in a big way. You basically have the bases loaded, and it's your turn to hit, a home run. So be ready, be focused, be organized, create excitement, show appreciation, and just go for it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this information was useful for you. As always, I'm going to stay on the line and chat with you in the chat box and answer all of the questions that are there. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.